staying cool and staying hydrated with these high temperatures, it's something that coaches, trainers, everybody emphasize to these players, and it's probably something that you need to keep in mind as you work out in these warm temperatures as well. So now joining us is Dr. Robert Hamilton of Cigna, and we are going to talk a little bit about water. So thank you so much for being here, first of all.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, so it's something that everybody thinks they know, but what do you think is one of the big things that people forget?
I think people forget to hydrate ahead of time. I can't overemphasize the importance of starting hydration an hour, hour and a half before a strenuous physical activity, whether it's jogging, weekend warrior kind of things, or whether it's these young men putting on pads and helmets.
And especially in the heat of Georgia, how much of an impact does that have versus maybe up north?
It's huge, and in fact, we've had a fairly mild summer, so people may underestimate the need to do that. They may have gotten away with things for a while, but lately we've gotten into the real heat, and it's critically important, much more so down here than in the Northeast.
All right, you already talked a little bit about pre-hydration, making sure you're drinking water before you go out and you're active. But what about water versus sports drinks? I know there are a lot of people who just want to drink that Powerade or that Gatorade because they don't like water. But is there a difference?
It's really not a matter of fact which is preferable. I mean, as long as you're hydrating, that's the key, whether you use water, sports drinks. If you're going to be exercising for a prolonged period of time where you're going to lose a lot of electrolytes, a lot of sodium, you're sweating heavily, you may want to replace it with a sports drink. But as far as the everyday athlete where you're just working out or going for a run, water's fine as well. The main thing is some kind of fluid.
All right, and these guys out here tonight, how often should they be taking a break?
They need to be getting hydrated and making sure they're hitting the water or the sports drink probably every 15 minutes or so, more when they're coming out of the game, and definitely want to hydrate. The last thing we want to see is anybody having to go to the locker room and get an IV. That's really not proven what a great athlete you are. It's really you're behind the dime on that.
Okay, so you're talking about when things start to go wrong, when you haven't been drinking enough. What are some of those warning signs that parents maybe should be looking for or you should look for in yourself?
Right, whether it's yourself, the athlete, the parents, you want to be out looking for headaches, nausea, beginning to cramp. That's usually the first sign, particularly for strong athletes like this, is you're going to have muscle cramps, and that's the time that you really need to immediately try to hydrate.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Any other last-minute tips you think that people need to remember?
Well, I think people need to remember that in the old days, we used to think it was a sign of strength to not hydrate. And you try to see how far you can push your body. Your body runs on water, and it doesn't want to be pushed like that. It will perform better if you hydrate well.
All right. Dr. Hamilton, drink the water. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It is time to introduce someone who's going to be with us all season long. Thanks to our folks at Cigna. Rachel Freeman, the marketing director for the Mid-South for Cigna. Dr. Jeff Matthews, the principal at Peachtree Ridge, for a very special presentation. Rachel?
Hey, thank you, Dr. Matthews. We are so excited to be part of GPB Sports this season and most delighted to present you with this check for Peachtree Ridge High School this year. Thank you very much.
Dr. Jeff?
Rachel, thank you very much. On behalf of the Peachtree Ridge students, faculty, and all of our Peachtree Ridge community, I appreciate your generous support of all of our programs here. We will certainly put this to good use. Thank you very much, Rachel.
All right, thanks to both of you. We'll be catching up with y'all as the night goes along.